If speed makes your pulse race, smash that like button and subscribe. You won't want to miss what's coming. Number 10. Ferrari SF90 Stradale, where hybrid technology ignites pure fury. This is not a car, this is a manifesto. The Ferrari SF90 Stradale doesn't simply blur the line between hybrid and hypercar, it erases it entirely. Maranello's finest minds threw out the rulebook, fused electrification with volcanic performance, and delivered something the world had never seen before. And the result? A machine that makes your soul ache just looking at it. Launched in 2019, the SF90 Stradale rewrote Ferrari's history books in a single stroke. It became the brand's first ever plug-in hybrid supercar, and, simultaneously, the most powerful road car Ferrari has ever unleashed on an unsuspecting world. The name SF90 is a tribute to Scuderia Ferrari's 9 decades of motorsport dominance. And Stradale, that simply means this fire-breathing beast is street legal. Let that sink in. Beneath that sculpted bodywork sits a 4.0-liter twin-turbocharged V8, thundering out 769 horsepower, a benchmark for Ferrari's V8 lineage. But Ferrari wasn't done. 3 electric motors joined the fight, 2 commanding the front axle, 1 woven into the transmission. Together, they inject an extra 217 horsepower into the mix, bringing total output to a staggering 986 horsepower. And for the first time in a mid-engine Ferrari, all 4 wheels receive power, a revolution in itself. The numbers that follow are brutal in the best way: 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.5 seconds. Top speed? 211 miles per hour. And if that's still not enough, the electric motors allow for up to 15 miles of silent, zero-emission cruising. Efficiency wrapped in insanity. But raw power is only part of the story. Aerodynamics are where the SF90 becomes art. A shut-off gurney, an active rear spoiler, constantly reads the road and adjusts to either maximize downforce or slash drag. At 155 miles per hour, the car generates 390 kilograms of downforce. It doesn't just go fast, it pins itself to the earth. Inside, and the SF90 greets you with a 16-inch curved digital display, the largest ever fitted to a Ferrari. The steering wheel hosts touch-sensitive controls for everything from driving modes to navigation, so your hands never leave the wheel. 4 driving modes give you complete command: eDrive for electric serenity, hybrid for balanced brilliance, performance for maximum aggression, and qualify for track day domination. To keep weight in check despite the hybrid system's demands, Ferrari used aerospace-grade aluminum and carbon fiber throughout. The result? A curb weight of just 1,570 kilograms, a feat of engineering that borders on the miraculous. Every drive in the SF90 Stradale is a conversation between man and machine. The electric torque responds instantly. The V8 then roars to life and builds relentlessly. Together, they create an experience that's less like driving and more like conducting lightning. The all-wheel drive system keeps everything in check, while the suspension and steering transform every corner into a dialogue you never want to end. Design-wise, the SF90 is a predator in repose. Low, wide, purposeful, sleek LED eyes up front, quad exhausts snarling at the rear. Every curve and vent is there for a reason. It demands attention, even at a standstill. Ownership starts at $625,000, a price tag that filters out all but the most devoted. But for those few, the SF90 Stradale isn't just a car, it's a piece of living history, a bridge between Ferrari's glorious past and an electrified, unstoppable future. Number 9. Aston Martin Valkyrie, Formula One, born on the street. There are cars. And then there is the Aston Martin Valkyrie. This is not a vehicle designed to take you somewhere, it's a declaration of war on mediocrity. Born from an extraordinary alliance between Aston Martin and Red Bull Racing, the Valkyrie represents the most radical ambition ever poured into a road-legal machine. This is what happens when the obsession of Formula One engineering meets the freedom of the open road. The name Valkyrie comes from Norse mythology, those fearsome beings who decide fate on the battlefield. And make no mistake, this car was built to dominate. Every decision, every gram, every millimeter of this machine exists to make it faster, more precise, and more alive than anything you've ever encountered. At its core roars a naturally aspirated 6.5-liter V12, hand-built by Cosworth, screaming to 10,500 RPM, with a redline that claws all the way to 11,100 RPM. On its own, it produces 1,000 horsepower, a visceral operatic force that makes grown men emotional. It doesn't just sound like a racing car, it is a racing car. And then comes the hybrid electric system, adding another 160 horsepower to the Assault, pushing total output to an astonishing 1,160 horsepower and 664 pound-feet of torque. But the Valkyrie isn't simply about power, it's about how that power is deployed. The aerodynamic mastermind behind this machine is Adrian Newey of Red Bull Racing, arguably the greatest designer in Formula One history. He created a car that generates downforce through extreme underbody aerodynamics, featuring a massive Venturi tunnel that sucks the car to the road with terrifying authority. Speeds above 220 miles per hour? The Valkyrie doesn't flinch. Step inside and the Formula One experience is total. The seating position mirrors an F1 cockpit, reclined, feet elevated, driver and passenger cocooned in function. The removable steering wheel hosts a digital display delivering real-time performance data. Distractions are non-existent. This space exists to help you go faster. Weight is treated as the enemy. The carbon fiber monocoque chassis, combined with obsessive component reduction, brings the Valkyrie to just 1,030 kilograms to 2,270 pounds. That means a 1-to-1 power-to-weight ratio, 1 horsepower for every single kilogram. That's not a car spec. That's a superpower. Driving the Valkyrie is to exist in another dimension. The hybrid system delivers instant torque, while the V12 builds its relentless crescendo. The steering is telepathic, the suspension reads every imperfection in the road, and the carbon ceramic brakes bring this monster to a halt with absolute authority. Nothing about the experience is dulled. Everything is amplified. Only 150 road versions will ever exist. Alongside them, the track-only Valkyrie AMR Pro pushes even further. More downforce, less weight, more power. The design is otherworldly. Fluid curves, exposed carbon fiber, and an aggressive stance that makes it look like it's already moving at 200 miles per hour, even when parked. At over $3 million, the Aston Martin Valkyrie isn't just a purchase, it's a philosophy. A commitment to the belief that the pursuit of speed and beauty are one and the same. In a world where hybrid technology is often synonymous with compromise, the Valkyrie screams that electrification and exhilaration can be one and the same. It is the future of performance, and it is terrifyingly beautiful. McLaren Speedtail. In the world of hypercars, most machines are built to intimidate. The McLaren Speedtail was built to transcend. Dubbed the Hyper GT, this extraordinary machine is not a car you simply drive, it's an experience you absorb. Designed for long-distance travel at speeds most aircraft would envy, the Speedtail carries the crown as the fastest McLaren ever conceived. And in the McLaren lineage, that is a title that demands respect. The Speedtail did not arrive to compete, it arrived to redefine. From its very first reveal, McLaren made one thing clear. This machine would push the boundary of what an automotive creation could be, in speed, in elegance, and in innovation. Every surface, every system, every choice made in the development of this car had a singular purpose: to be the greatest. The shape of the Speedtail is the shape of speed itself. The teardrop form is not chosen for beauty alone, though it achieves that effortlessly. It is the most aerodynamically perfect shape possible, allowing the car to slice through air with surgical efficiency. Every curve flows into the next with irresistible purpose, minimizing drag and maximizing the sensation of flight. Hidden beneath that stunning skin is a hybrid powertrain of breathtaking capability. A 4.0-liter twin-turbocharged V8 works in concert with an advanced electric motor to produce 1,055 horsepower and 848 pound-feet of torque. The harmony between these two power sources is seamless. The electric motor delivers instant, surging thrust, while the V8 builds into a relentless wall of acceleration. 0 to 186 miles per hour in just 12.8 seconds. Top speed, 250 miles per hour, a number that defines the Speedtail's era. The cabin pays homage to McLaren's greatest legend, the iconic F1. The driver's seat sits centrally, flanked by two passenger positions angled gently inward, creating a cockpit that feels intimate, focused, and utterly futuristic. You're not sitting in a car, you're wearing it. High-definition touchscreens flank the driver, replacing every conventional button. Carbon fiber, leather, and titanium surround you in materials chosen as much for weight reduction as for sheer beauty. The steering wheel is stripped to its essence. No clutter, no distraction. Just you and the road ahead. Aerodynamics on the Speedtail go far beyond passive design. Active ailerons, retractable rear cameras, and carbon fiber aero covers over the wheels all work in dynamic concert to manage airflow at every speed. The electrochromic windshield darkens at the touch of a button. No sun visors required. Every detail is a small miracle of modern thinking. Only 106 Speedtails were ever produced, a deliberate echo of the 106 McLaren F1s ever built. Each is a bespoke creation, tailored to its owner with unique materials, finishes, and specifications. Priced at $2.25 million, the Speedtail is not merely a car. It is a singular artifact of human achievement. To drive the Speedtail is to understand why McLaren is revered. The acceleration is relentless. The handling is flawless. And through it all, the Speedtail remains composed. Not wild, not nervous, but masterful. Brutal and refined in the same breath. It is proof that when engineering and artistry truly collide, the result doesn't just move fast. It moves souls. Fire. If you're loving this countdown, subscribe and ring that bell. New speed content drops every week. Number 7. Hennessey Venom F5. America's answer to the world. Texas has given the world a great many things, but nothing quite like the Hennessey Venom F5. This isn't just a hypercar. This is a statement of belief. A conviction that American engineering can stand toe-to-toe with the finest Europe has ever produced, and then walk right past it. The Venom F5 was not built to join the conversation about the world's fastest cars. It was built to end it. When you see the Venom F5 for the first time, it does something to you. That aggressive, sculpted stance demands your full attention. Every surface, every angle, every line exists for exactly one reason: speed. This machine doesn't pose, it prepares. And the engineering beneath that menacing exterior is even more extraordinary than the exterior suggests. At the heart of the Venom F5 lives an engine they named Fury. Because what else would you call it? This 6.6-liter twin-turbocharged V8 produces a jaw-dropping 1,817 horsepower and 1,193 pound-feet of torque. The Venom F5 is engineered to surpass 311 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest cars human hands have ever assembled. From rest to 186 miles per hour in under 9 seconds. Let that number sit with you for a moment. What separates the Venom F5 from mere brutes is its obsession with weight. Built around a carbon fiber monocoque chassis that weighs just 189 pounds, the entire car tips the scales at only 2,998 pounds. That featherweight body combined with that nuclear engine creates a power-to-weight ratio that most hypercars can only dream about. Every corner is handled with scalpel-like precision. Every straight becomes a blur. The name F5 isn't random. It references the Fujita tornado scale, where an F5 represents the most catastrophic wind speeds on Earth, between 261 and 318 miles per hour. Hennessey chose that name deliberately. This car is a force of nature. It was designed and engineered with that exact fury in mind. Climb inside and the philosophy is immediately clear. Minimalist, purposeful, luxurious where it matters, stripped bare where it doesn't. Carbon fiber and Alcantara wrap the cockpit. A Formula One inspired steering wheel puts you in command. Digital displays deliver the critical numbers at a glance. Nothing here is accidental. Nothing here is wasted. The Venom F5 wasn't built just for straight-line chaos either. Advanced suspension and carbon ceramic braking systems ensure that 1,817 horsepower can be tamed, directed, and deployed with confidence. This is a car that will reward a skilled driver and utterly humble an unprepared one. Only 24 units will ever be made. Hand-built, in Texas, starting at $2.1 million. Each is fully customizable, meaning every Venom F5 is as unique as its owner. These aren't just cars. They're heirlooms for the boldest collectors on Earth. The Venom F5 is more than American pride. It's a challenge issued to the entire world of performance engineering. It asks one simple question: how fast is fast enough? And then it answers it by going faster. The Hennessey Venom F5 isn't just a hypercar. It's a legacy still being written, one record at a time. Bugatti Chiron Supersport 300 Plus. The machine that shattered 300 miles per hour. On a September morning in 2019, on a closed section of the Areef track in Germany, a car did something no production vehicle had ever done before. It broke 300 miles per hour. The Bugatti Chiron Supersport 300 Plus didn't just push the boundary, it obliterated it, reaching a verified 304.773 miles per hour and etching its name into automotive history forever. That moment changed everything. Before that run, 300 miles per hour was a dream, a theoretical ceiling that engineers whispered about, but dared not claim. Bugatti didn't just claim it, they photographed it, validated it, and then built a car to commemorate it. This is what it looks like when a manufacturer refuses to accept the word impossible. The weapon of choice is Bugatti's legendary 8.0-liter quad-turbocharged W16 engine, a masterpiece of controlled violence that produces 1,578 horsepower and 1,180 pound-feet of torque, numbers that are almost incomprehensible in the context of a road-going machine. 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.4 seconds. 0 to 186 miles per hour in just 12.1 seconds. These are figures that belong in aerospace, not on a public road. But raw horsepower alone does not deliver 300 miles per hour. Aerodynamics are the other half of the equation. Bugatti's engineers extended the Chiron's bodywork by nearly 10 inches at the rear, creating what's known as the long tail configuration. This dramatically reduces aerodynamic drag, while preserving the downforce needed to keep the car glued to earth, at speeds where physics becomes hostile. The body is crafted from lightweight carbon fiber and finished with subtle orange accents, a tribute to Bugatti's heritage and the original Veyron Supersport World Record Edition that started this legacy. Every curve, every vent, every panel is a functional element. Beauty here is a byproduct of engineering genius. Step inside and the Chiron Supersport 300 Plus surrounds you with a world of absolute luxury. Hand-stitched leather, polished aluminum and carbon fiber create an interior of breathtaking refinement. Every stitch, every seam, every surface is crafted by skilled human hands to a standard of perfection that machines cannot replicate. Speed and elegance, not in opposition, in perfect harmony. Even the tires required invention. Bugatti partnered with Michelin to engineer bespoke high-speed tires capable of withstanding the brutal centrifugal forces generated above 300 miles per hour. Every tire produced for this car is X-rayed before fitting to ensure flawless integrity. At these speeds, perfection is not optional. Only 30 units were produced. 30. At a starting price of approximately $3.9 million, each one was spoken for before the ink dried on the press release. Every buyer joined something rare. Not just an exclusive ownership club, but a community of people who witnessed automotive history being made. The Bugatti Chiron Supersport 300 Plus is more than a hypercar. It is proof that limits are illusions. Beautiful, seductive illusions that engineers exist to destroy. It is the embodiment of passion, precision, and the unyielding human need to go further, faster, and higher than anyone thought possible. This is Bugatti at its most sublime. Fire comment below. Could you handle 300 plus mph? Let us know, and don't forget to subscribe for more. It really helps the channel grow. Number 5. SSC Tuatara, the controversial speed destroyer. Some cars earn their place in history quietly. The SSC Tuatara crashed into it like a hurricane. Powered by a 5.9-liter twin-turbocharged V8 that produces a mind-bending 1,750 horsepower, the Tuatara is a machine that doesn't ask for attention. It demands it. Designed and handcrafted by SSC North America, this hypercar stands at the very edge of what production engineering can achieve, a testament to relentless vision and unwavering determination. The heart of the Tuatara is a bespoke 5.9-liter twin-turbo V8 that delivers 1,750 horsepower on E85 ethanol and 1,350 horsepower on standard 91-octane fuel. Either figure is extraordinary. The Tuatara can sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.5 seconds, and SSC's engineers have calculated a theoretical top speed ceiling of 330 miles per hour. Whether controversy has shadowed its record-breaking attempts, the ambition behind those numbers is never in question. The design of the Tuatara is the work of Jason Castriota, a man whose pen has shaped some of the most beautiful cars ever built. The body is sculpted entirely from lightweight carbon fiber, giving it a futuristic, almost alien silhouette. The teardrop cockpit, sweeping dramatic lines, and active aerodynamics, including an adjustable rear wing and reactive suspension, all serve to minimize drag and maximize stability at speeds where the atmosphere becomes your greatest adversary. The Tuatara achieves a drag coefficient of just 0.279. Among hypercars, that is extraordinary. The interior strikes a balance between focused driver environment and genuine luxury. Leather, Alcantara, and carbon fiber combine to create a cockpit that is as refined as it is purposeful. A digital instrument cluster and central touchscreen deliver all vital information clearly and cleanly, while the minimalist design philosophy keeps the driver locked in. The 7-speed automated manual transmission shifts with clinical precision, and at just 2,750 pounds, the Tuatara responds with a nimbleness that belies its immense power. Grip is supplied by specially developed Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires, engineered specifically for the demands of extreme high-speed driving. These tires are the last line of contact between 1,750 horsepower and the road, and they are up to the task. Exclusivity is a cornerstone of the Tuatara's identity. Only 100 units are planned for production, each one meticulously assembled by hand. Buyers can customize their car extensively, ensuring that their Tuatara is theirs alone. With a starting price of $2 million, the Tuatara sits firmly among the rarest and most coveted hypercars ever created. The name itself carries meaning. The Tuatara is a reptile native to New Zealand, one of the oldest living species on Earth, famed for possessing the fastest evolving DNA of any known animal. SSC chose that name as a declaration. This company evolves faster than the competition. It always has. Controversy over speed claims has followed the Tuatara, but controversy and greatness are not always strangers. What remains indisputable is the engineering ambition packed into every component of this car, the decade-plus of research and development that produced it, and the relentless spirit of a team that refuses to stop chasing the horizon. The SSC Tuatara is not simply a car. It is a statement from the American heartland to the entire world. We are here, and we are not done. Number 4. Rimac Nevera, the electric storm that changes everything. Everything you thought you knew about electric cars, the compromises, the range anxiety, the polite performance, the Rimac Nevera has just set all of it on fire. This Croatian creation doesn't just redefine what an electric hypercar can be. It redefines what a hypercar can be, full stop. Named after a violent and sudden Mediterranean storm, the Nevera arrives exactly like its namesake, without warning, without mercy, and with absolute overwhelming force. Beneath its sleek, sculpted carbon fiber body lives a quad-motor electric powertrain of almost unimaginable potency, 1,914 horsepower and 2,360 newton-meters. That's 1,741 pound-feet of torque. Each wheel is independently driven by its own dedicated motor, enabling torque vectoring of breathtaking precision. The result? 0 to 60 miles per hour in 1.85 seconds. You don't accelerate. You are launched. A top speed of 258 miles per hour, unprecedented for an electric vehicle, places the Nevera among the fastest machines ever built on any platform. The 120 kilowatt-hours battery pack, developed entirely in-house by Rimac, is not merely a power source. It forms a structural element of the car itself, contributing to both rigidity and passive safety. Cutting-edge thermal management keeps the cells at optimal temperature during sustained high-performance driving. And a range of 340 miles on a single charge means the Nevera doesn't just perform, it endures. This is electric performance with no asterisks. Aerodynamics are not an afterthought here. Active elements, a rear wing, front splitter, and underbody flaps, continuously adjust in real time to manage downforce and drag according to driving conditions. At maximum speed, the car clings to the road. During cruising, efficiency is maximized. The Nevera doesn't just react to the road, it anticipates it. Step into the cabin and the Nevera wraps you in the finest materials, leather, Alcantara, and carbon fiber, in a space that feels simultaneously like a luxury salon and a fighter jet cockpit. 3 high-resolution displays give you instant access to all performance data and system information. Every parameter, from steering weight to power delivery, is adjustable, making the Nevera as comfortable on a Sunday cruise as it is ferocious on a track day. Safety is embedded at every level. 13 cameras, 6 radar units, and 12 ultrasonic sensors form a comprehensive awareness system supporting emergency braking, lane keeping, and adaptive cruise control. Rimac's AI-powered driver coach analyzes your driving in real time and delivers coaching feedback, helping you extract more from every session behind the wheel. Only 150 Neveras will ever be produced, each one hand-assembled to standards that border on obsessive. Every car is unique. Every buyer chooses their own combination of materials, colors, and finishes. The Nevera is not just a hypercar, it is a personalized piece of the future, starting at $2 million. Rimac began building electric cars in his garage. Today, the Nevera is proof of what happens when one person refuses to accept that the future belongs to someone else. The Rimac Nevera is the electric revolution made visceral, a car that doesn't just keep up with the combustion world. It leaves it behind. Fire. The top 3 is coming. Subscribe now, so you don't miss the cars that defy all logic. Number 3. Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut. There is bold, there is audacious, and then there is Koenigsegg. The Jesko Absolut is Christian von Koenigsegg's unambiguous declaration that his small Swedish company will build the fastest car the world has ever seen, and they have the engineering to back it up. The Jesko Absolut is not named for a driver or a racing series. It is named after Christian's father, Jesko von Koenigsegg, a deeply personal tribute woven into one of the most technically extreme machines ever conceived. The engine is a 5.0-liter twin-turbocharged V8, producing 1,600 horsepower on E85 fuel and 1,280 horsepower on regular gasoline. But the power figure alone doesn't capture what makes this engine revolutionary. Koenigsegg's engineers developed a flat torque curve, meaning the engine delivers near maximum torque across nearly the entire RPM range. No hunting for a power band, no waiting for boost. Just relentless wall-to-wall thrust from the moment you breathe on the throttle. The transmission is equally groundbreaking. Koenigsegg's light-speed transmission, or LST, is a 9-speed multi-clutch unit that can execute gear changes in milliseconds without interrupting power delivery. It can jump from any gear to any other gear in a single movement. The result is acceleration that feels less like a mechanical process and more like teleportation. 0 to 186 miles per hour in less than 11 seconds. A calculated top speed of 330 miles per hour, a figure that makes the Jesko Absolut the fastest theoretically rated production car in history. Koenigsegg has been meticulous in stating this is calculated, not yet verified, because they haven't found a track long enough to fully explore the car's limits. The car is waiting for a road worthy of it. Aerodynamics are handled with signature Koenigsegg ingenuity. The Jesko Absolut was specifically tuned to minimize drag at maximum velocity. In absolute configuration, the car produces less downforce than the standard Jesko, but dramatically lower drag, allowing it to reach those near-mythical top speed numbers. Every aero element was wind tunnel tested and computer optimized to balance stability with outright speed. The carbon fiber body wraps a carbon fiber monocoque chassis. The suspension uses Koenigsegg's triplex damper system, a unique setup that manages roll and squat with uncanny precision. Sitting at 1,420 kilograms, the Jesko Absolut is light enough for the engine's output to feel almost overwhelming at every speed. The interior reflects Koenigsegg's philosophy: luxury without excess, finest materials, digital cockpit integration, and total driver focus. Everything is exactly where it should be. Nothing else exists in the cabin. Only 125 Jesko models will ever be produced, split between the track-focused Jesko and the Absolut. All were sold before the car was officially unveiled. Starting at $3 million, the Jesko Absolut represents the absolute pinnacle of what a Swedish startup, born from a dream, has become. It is not just one of the fastest cars ever made. It is proof that obsession, when properly directed, changes the world. Number 2. Bugatti Bolide. The 1,825 HP track weapon that defies belief. What happens when Bugatti strips away every compromise? Every concession to comfort, every concession to practicality, every ounce of weight that doesn't directly contribute to speed? The answer is the Bugatti Bolide, a machine so extreme that it makes the Chiron look like a genteel touring car. The Bolide is Bugatti's most radical creation, a track-focused weapon built around the legendary W16 engine, liberated from all restraint and pointed directly at the concept of limits. The W16 engine in the Bolide breathes through a completely reworked intake and exhaust system, pushing output to a barely believable 1,825 horsepower. At just 1,450 kilograms, the power-to-weight ratio reaches 1.26 horsepower per kilogram, a figure that leaves most racing cars in the dust, let alone road cars. Bugatti calculates a theoretical top speed of 310 miles per hour, with a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of just 2.17 seconds and 0 to 186 miles per hour in under 5 seconds. These are numbers that break the mind. The aerodynamics of the Bolide are the work of an obsessive. The body is essentially a sculpture of controlled airflow. Every surface, every aperture, every protrusion exists to manage the relationship between air and car at extreme velocity. The result is a downforce figure that exceeds 1,800 kilograms at maximum speed, almost equal to the car's own weight pressing it into the road. It doesn't just grip the track, it claws at it. The chassis is a carbon fiber monocoque of exceptional rigidity, the kind of structural integrity usually reserved for Le Mans prototypes. Suspension geometry is race-derived, delivering feedback and precision that allows the driver to place the car with millimeter accuracy. Number 1. Mercedes-AMG ONE. Formula One. Street legal, no compromises. We have arrived at number 1. And it had to be this. The Mercedes-AMG ONE is not an interpretation of a Formula One car. It is not inspired by one. It does not borrow from one. It is one, transplanted directly from the pinnacle of motorsport and handed a license plate. This is the most audacious, the most technically extreme, and the most emotionally overwhelming road car Mercedes-Benz has ever created. This is the car that changes everything. The powertrain of the AMG ONE is a direct derivative of the 1.6-liter turbocharged V6 hybrid unit used by Lewis Hamilton to win multiple Formula One World Championships. Mercedes took that exact engine, the one that dominated Grands Prix around the globe, and spent years engineering it to survive the demands of everyday road use. That process took so long that the car was delayed by years. Because making a Formula One engine reliable for the street is one of the hardest engineering challenges ever attempted. And Mercedes did it. Total system output reaches 1,063 horsepower, drawn from the turbocharged V6 working in concert with 4 electric motors. One motor sits on the turbocharger to eliminate lag. 2 more independently drive the front axle for torque vectoring and all-wheel drive traction. A 4th integrates with the transmission for instant, seamless power delivery. The result is a machine that accelerates from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.9 seconds, and reaches a top speed of 219 miles per hour in road configuration. And in track mode, full aerodynamic downforce is prioritized to deliver maximum grip over outright velocity. But numbers alone cannot describe what the AMG ONE does. To understand it, you must understand how a Formula One car feels. The instant, violent surge of power. The way the engine note rises not like a road car but like a fighter aircraft going to full throttle. The AMG ONE delivers all of that. At 9,000 RPM this engine screams. It is an experience that no other road car on Earth can replicate, because no other road car on Earth was built this way. The aerodynamics are pure motorsport. A full active aerodynamics package, including a DRS-style drag reduction system borrowed directly from Formula One, deploys at high speed to slash drag on straights and generates over 1,000 kilograms of downforce in full attack mode. The front splitter, rear wing, and underbody diffuser all work in concert, continuously adjusting in real time based on speed and driver inputs. This car does not just manage airflow, it weaponizes it. The chassis is a carbon fiber monocoque of race car specification. Pushrod suspension front and rear, the same layout used by Formula One machinery, delivers feedback and precision of an order that road cars simply do not possess. Every input is immediate. Every response is exact. The AMG ONE does not just go where you point it, it goes where you think about pointing it. Step inside and the cockpit wraps around you like a racing helmet. The driving position is low and reclined, cradling you in a form-fitted seat. The steering wheel, a sculpted, flat-bottomed unit, houses the critical controls. A digital instrument cluster delivers every performance parameter you could ever need. The AMG ONE does not offer you luxury in the traditional sense. It offers you something far more valuable: connection. Total, unfiltered, honest connection between driver and machine. Only 275 units were ever produced. Each carries a price tag of approximately $2.7 million. Every single one was sold long before the first car was delivered. The Mercedes-AMG ONE is not a car that needed marketing. It marketed itself the moment people understood what it truly was. A road-legal Formula One car, available to 275 people, fortunate enough to experience the most extraordinary driving machine the human race has ever built for the public road. This is not just the #1 fastest car of 2025. It is the greatest automotive achievement of our generation. This is Areef Cars. Stay fast. Stay fearless. See you next time. If this video fired something in you, that feeling you get when you witness something extraordinary, then do something about it. Hit that subscribe button. Join a community of people who refuse to be bored. Ring the bell so you never miss a video. Share this with a friend who lives for cars. Every subscriber, every share, every comment is what allows us to keep creating content like this for you.